Now we go into a bit of fun. I have a trailer for the three of us to watch. Now, hopefully it brings back some very good memories for the three of us. Eric and Wilco, I'm not sure if you know of a documentary that has just been released called Kungfu Stuntmen.
I don't think so.
So it's a documentary where it's they've got Sammo Hung, they've got Jackie Chan, all the Donnie Yen, all of the kind of Hong Kong action heroes that you can think of from the last 40 years. They're interviewing them. They've got excerpts of their movies. They essentially talk about what makes a Kung Fu stuntman the best stuntman in the world. Anyway, this second trailer dropped a couple of days ago, and I love the visual style of it. So I wanted to show you both, and I wanted to get your reaction about what you think of it. And yeah, let's just have a chat. So let's have a look.
All right.
My apologies for having the Mandarin version of that trailer rather than the Cantonese one. But I love that trailer because of how they have crafted it and edited it together. This comic book that each stunt just blends into the next stunt, blends into the next one. What do you both think? I'll start with you, Eric. What do you think?
That was neat. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I don't know if I've ever really seen a trailer quite like that before for a documentary. But yeah, I've always really respected just the punishment that the stuntmen take for our entertainment. And anytime I see someone just take a nasty fall or get a really nasty kick to the head, I kind of thank them under my breath. So yeah, it's nice to see them honoring these people.
As a filmmaker, Wilco, as a director, producer, man, being there on the scenes of this, what do you reckon?
Well, obviously the stuntmen, is a respected craft to start with. I personally do not have a movie yet where I needed like stuntmen, or let's say didn't have the budget yet to hire one. So I always just put my actors in danger. So yeah, for that reason, stuntmen are awesome if you can afford them. No. The thing is, the trailer looked interesting. I have no idea what this documentary is about. Is it about stuntmen themselves? Because it is kind of the craft of the faceless person, because they always play the part of someone else. They always except for Jackie Chan, who does everything himself, so he's like a special case. He's like an actor and the stuntman, but normally stuntmen always replace the main actor. Like the first time when you introduced this trailer, I was thinking, oh, is Moon Lee's going to be in it? But I thought it was also going to be about martial artists because you mentioned Jackie Chan, but this is really only focused on the stuntman. And because Moon Lee wasn't a stunt woman, but more like a martial artist, a dancer, and an actor. Therefore, she probably, when she would make a crazy fall like you see in the trailer, she will probably have a stunt woman for that, or a stunt man with a wig, which happens a lot as well. So yeah, it looks interesting. Well, what is it about? Is this interviews or how does this?
I believe it's just a 2-camera documentary with interviews. So, Sammo Hung talks about the history of how him and Jackie would work together and how they would set up their stunts and show clips. Did anyone recognize any scenes from their favorite films in there?
No.
Oh, Project A. That was the one where he falls. The last one where he falls through the canopies was Project A.
Yeah, I think it starts off with Police Story in the shopping center where he grabs onto the lights and makes his way down. I mean, I know there's a little bit of hype around this particular documentary in certain Asian action movie forums, and they're really looking forward to it. And for some of us, I think we're looking at the fact that this documentary might mark the end of an era that that all of us love, which is the Hong Kong film and the Hong Kong action film. I don't think we'll ever see an era like that ever again, which is really sad. We're losing our heroes. We're losing Hong Kong's losing their voice. They're not being able to make movies like this. So I think this movie is kind of like that. Full stop. Thanks for watching, everyone. These are the guys that you remember. I mean, look at what Sammo looks like now. He's massive. He's old. I think it could be an entertaining documentary, and I hope that it just brings back all those memories that I love as a teenager, sitting down on a Saturday night, turning on the TV, there's a channel here in Australia, Eric, called SBS that used to shows foreign movies, turning it on and discovering a Jackie Chan movie for the first time. That's the memories that I want to get back. So, Wilco, you probably have stories in the Holland picking up DVDs or videos from the video store.
VHSs, even more back. VHSs, like I said a few episodes back, I grew up in the video store, and what we had was American movies, Italian movies, and Hong Kong movies. Those are basically the three main territories. So all the rip-off movies from Italy, that's where I grew up with all that stuff, and all the giallos and the Argento movies. And then, of course, all the Hong Kong movies. And mostly my interest went to Girls with Guns. So I was, I like those type of films, like the Killer Angels movies and stuff. And all those Angel movies. Yeah.
Have you checked out Eric's channel yet, Wilco? You'll see some of those reviews on there.
Yeah, they're great. I grew up mostly with that, and of course with the early Jackie Chan movies. And now we're talking about it. One of my favorite Hong Kong movies is Mad Mission, or also known Aces Go Places.
Yeah,
that is a great.
The box set. There's the Aces Go Places box set.
Now I recognize it. Yeah. I can see it.
See if I can put Eric on full screen.
Yep, there it is. The box set.
Oh yeah,
right there. I love those movies. The first one was one that I really saw as a kid and is the most nostalgic for me. But recently I saw all 5 of them. So that was something that I had to do. I had to, catch up on that, only 30, 40 years later. I just had to catch up on them. So those, definitely. That's an end of an era. But we can, we should somehow be able to bring that back. I mean, we have the enthusiast, and we have the Arty, and then we have me. We should bring that shit back. We should bring it in, in attention, and then maybe at one point go to Hong Kong and let's make one.
Oh, I love that idea. Eric, how about you? How were you introduced to Hong Kong films?
I was late. I mean, when I was younger, they'd have the occasional Kung Fu flick. I was introduced to Chow Yun-fat when Replacement Killers came out. I was introduced to Jet Li when Lethal Weapon 4 came out. So I was late. I think I got on Jackie Chan when Rumble in the Bronx came out. So I didn't have access to their stuff until it came to America. But after that, I got into them. And then the deep dive came when I started getting into the Girls with Guns movies. That's what really gave me the kind of like the motivation to see everything that's Hong Kong action, because I never even remotely seen anything like that before. Like, I used to watch Cynthia Rothrock's American films when I was younger. And then I'm like, wait, her and Richard Norton were in Hong Kong movies? And I watched those and my mind just exploded. I'm like, these are unbelievable. So yeah, I was late to the party, but then I tried to catch up as fast as I could.
What's your favorite Jackie Chan film?
Probably Drunken Master 2.
Interesting choice. Wilco?
Well, I'm not a big Jackie Chan fan, to be honest, because I saw so many when I was young. I wouldn't even know what the titles of those movies are. I saw also a lot of Hong Kong movies. I still, to the day, when I was a kid, I saw them on VHS, and I have no idea what they're called. So there's this channel on YouTube, which is like the Wu-Tang channel or something that has or the Shaolin channel. I'm not really sure what the title of it is, but they have a lot of those old school movies. And I met this guy. He's collecting them and putting them all on YouTube. He actually buys a license and then just gives it away for free on YouTube just to keep that alive. And there's a lot of those movies that I don't know the title from back in the day. If you ask me now, I would say Rush Hour. You guys will all just kick me out immediately. But because I do think that's a great movie on its own. But my favorite Jackie Chan movie, I think it's okay. I will say the scene, and then you have to tell me the title. Jackie Chan is kind of a comedy. It's an older movie. And then he at one point is he has this, I think he is mimicking Bruce Lee because he has nunchucks, and at one point he is in a situation that he has to hide because all these gangsters come, and then
I think I know which one this is.
And he uses the nunchucks as chopsticks, and he starts eating the noodles with the nunchucks.
Oh, nope, I don't know that one.
I don't know.
Whoa, maybe like, someone in the chat.
That's like a joke in that movie when he's trying to blend in.
I do remember that scene, but I forgot the movie.
That's
While Eric's looking it up, I just want to say City Hunter is mine.
When I grew up, then I have to name that one.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You're right. We would have kicked you out with nothing against Rush Hour. It's absolutely nothing against it. And as someone who lives in Melbourne, when Mr. Nice Guy came out, because that was filmed here in Melbourne, I remember being excited that there was a big movie that was shot in my city. And I don't know if you feel the same, Eric, when there's a movie in your city, but you start to pick out all the geographical mistakes that are made. Like how they run from one suburb to another that doesn't make any geographical sense, how they go down the same escalator, and you know where that place is, and there's only one escalator there, so how can you keep going down it?
I had that with Snake Eyes, what I told you in the beginning of this episode, that it was there's a montage that they're driving through Tokyo. Well, if you would do that on a map, they would be driving in a pentagram. Like where are you guys going?
We're summoning the devil. If you're drawing a pentagram, you're definitely summoning the devil.
Yeah, what do you...
Any luck finding it, Eric?
I found one here that says possibly Police Story 4.
Well, that would be a newish
it's a very old one. It's a very old movie. I know it was outside. It was that scene was outside, and it was a comedy. It was clearly a comedy.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was definitely from the 70s or beginning of the 80s, I think. But I'm sorry. I just some of these titles I have no idea. Recently, I found some old movies that I liked back in the day, and but then I forget the title again because it's not your everyday movie, let's say, because they're from the 70s, and then I have to find them on sometimes even just YouTube, but. There's this label in Holland we had back in the day, VHS label, and I know that the movies were on that label. So if I look for that label, and there's a whole database online, I have to click through all those Shaolin movies to find the one that I used to see. And then I only have the English, not the Dutch title, and then I have to find the English title, and then I have to find the Hong Kongese title, the original title. So it's always like a whole chain of research I have to do to see which movie it was again back in the day.
Yeah,
I'll have to do it again actually because I would like to see that movie now. Now we're talking about it.